This is serious business. Billboard, today is the day that we agree or firmly disagree.
What's up, guys? It's your favorite twins, and today we're going to be talking about a list that some may find accurate and others controversial, and that is Billboard's greatest pop stars of the 21st century.
Like I said, this is serious business. All right, we're going to see if justice was served, or if it needs to be served. Hopefully, I will not have to take any notes. Hopefully, I will not have to adjust anything.
And I just want to say, this by no means defines the artist and the work that they've done, because looking at this list, I already have a correction. And so, but you know, there are some other factors that do play into why artists should be where they're at, or why they should be higher, why some should be lower. Music is so subjective.
There is always going to be a level of preference and just facts that can't be argued. So without further ado, let's get into this list.
25, Katy Perry.
Should be higher.
I agree. I mean, she has Prism, Teenage Dream, and a halftime show under her belt.
Like, that's it. I would say like top 15, but absolutely should be higher. The impact that Katy has for damn near half the century.
Literally.
24, Ed Sheeran. Also should be higher.
Should be higher.
Shape of You.
Multiply and Divide. Two of arguably the biggest albums of our generation. So let's just, 23, Bad Bunny. A good spot.
I think it's a good spot. Shout out to Bad Bunny. All of his success, he's definitely made an impact. I just don't know if him being above the previous two artists makes sense to me.
It doesn't. Like, he has broken into the mainstream, but I think timeline here is really important. So I would have definitely put Katy and Ed above him.
22, One Direction. One of the biggest groups of all time. Do want to say rest in peace to Liam Payne.
Absolutely.
However, I don't know how I feel about this spot. Sometimes it's not about the spot, but it's about who's underneath this spot.
Yes, because 22 could be a good number.
It could be.
But when you look at 24 and 25,
it's like, hey.
Like One Direction above them, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, but I do agree with them being on the top 25 list.
Absolutely. 21, Lil Wayne.
Legend.
And I think this is a good spot.
I think so. 20, Bruno Mars. I actually might agree he should be higher.
I think so too.
Close to top 15. It makes total sense as to why he's on this list. You have Grenade, Just the Way You Are.
I think of the albums as a whole.
The albums as a whole, like, he is such a dominant presence still in music and one of our top contributors. So this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think top 15 would be good for him. 19, BTS. A little too high for me.
Too high for me. I'm not gonna
and again, same thing with Bad Bunny. They have broken into the mainstream.
Absolutely.
Woo, the crossover is insane. However, there are definitely some names on this list that surpass them in terms of impact.
I don't think BTS has been around long enough for a century to be this high on the list. Yes, when they came in, their impact was strong. Again, this is where timeline comes in. You could have contributed big moments, but how much have you contributed?
Right.
I don't think they had enough time for a century to be this high.
Right.
18, The Weeknd. Way too low.
Way too low.
I am not accepting.
Honestly, I'm surprised he's not in the top 10.
Yeah, no, top 10 easily, top 15, I'll take it.
Top
but
12.
Maybe 2015 present is where The Weeknd really took off.
Yes.
And I get that too. So you could have the same argument of has he had long enough.
But for 18?
But he's been so consistent for the last damn near 10 years that I don't know. I think he should have been higher.
Yeah.
Is he able to move up?
So bad. 17, Shakira. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Good number.
Yes.
Good number.
Yes. And I'll say
Those
this.
hips don't lie.
North America, she's proved her point, but she still dominates Latin America.
Yeah.
And for that,
to build a name like that, I just think everybody knows who Shakira is.
And also has a halftime show under her belt.
Absolutely. 16, Jay-Z. Magna Carta, Holy Grail, 444, Watch the Throne.
Oh, well.
I think that this makes sense. I think Jay definitely, obviously, he took a step back from music. He's been focused on business, but he's still a prominent name. So I do think that 16 makes sense. I think I would have put him and Wayne around the same area, whether you were to move Wayne up or put them somewhere in the middle. I don't know, but this I think makes sense. I know that we put a lot of focus on 2010 present, but there is 2001, 2010, and Jay-Z is that name.
15, Miley Cyrus. Okay, because you could have put Miley Cyrus on Hannah Montana.
You could have.
When I first saw it, I was like, too high. Then I had time to think and really understand when the century began. Okay?
Yes.
Longevity is a word that you could use for Miley Cyrus.
Selling out arenas when she was, and number one TV show.
Number one TV show, number one album.
Long wig.
Back when she was black. I think 15 makes sense.
14, Justin Timberlake. I was actually surprised to see his name.
Yes.
But sexy back, suit and tie, like
mirrors.
He's been very consistent as an artist, and I think if you were to look at the 21st century as a whole, for majority of it so far, he's been a prominent name. This makes sense to me. Not only he is, the guy is extremely talented, and is a full package, and is actually the blueprint for a lot of artists that came after.
Yeah.
So this makes sense to me.
Yeah.
13, Nicki Minaj.
The only female rapper on this list.
Might I add. This just makes sense to me. I would have put her higher, but look.
Right.
For you to be a female rapper and take things to the heights that Nicki Minaj has, this just makes sense.
Yeah.
So much so that similar to a Lil Wayne, a Jay-Z, a Drake, it's no longer just about hip-hop.
No.
They have transcended one genre. Popular. They are
exactly
a force. You know what I mean?
This doesn't say greatest hip-hop. This says greatest pop star.
Of the 21st
We're
century.
talking in general. She's in there with the likes of Gaga, Britney, like,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I think 13 is a good number. I could have seen 12.
Nicki's had so many pop cultural moments.
Yes.
So many hits.
Yeah.
Accolades.
Yeah.
Records broken. And I just think that's extremely impressive as a female rapper. So
Congratulations to Nicki. This is, I love it.
Greatest female rapper of all time.
Yeah, undeniable. 12. Eminem.
Absolutely. I couldn't. Nicki and I think M were
interchangeable.
Fighting for that spot just because, I don't know, M is another one who, you think about, Marshall Mathers LP came out in 2000. One of my favorite albums of all time.
Yeah.
And since then, Eminem has been so consistently in your face.
Yes.
Like, you think even back to Recovery in 2010, where I feel like 2010 for a lot of early 2000s artists was that transition period. You didn't know who was gonna be able to stay and who wasn't. Eminem is one of those artists.
Yes.
Not only that, one of the greatest rappers of all time.
11. Usher. Yeah.
I think that this is definitely a lot of credit due to early 2000s again, because we're kind of splitting the century here, y'all. It's a large difference.
You have to.
Right? But Usher, again, the impact. Is what you have to look at. The longevity. Right? And for the second half, you may not, hear Usher's name in music too much, but his presence is undeniable.
But when a song comes on, you know it.
Usher may not have the younger generation in the chokehold, but that older generation, they still throwing their panties.
Woo!
All right, y'all. Top 10. Number 10, Adele. I think this makes total sense. And honestly, I could have seen Adele higher. I probably would have moved Adele higher.
I think the only reason Adele's not higher is because she is the literal definition of drop and go. 1 or 2 music videos, okay? Not a lot. A residency, no tours. Like, she's really made it a staple where it's like, okay, Adele's here, but how long is she gonna stay, in the forefront before she disappears? But it's her music
for sure
that sticks with us. 21 alone.
I think what's so interesting about Adele is it is simply the music. Adele's not known for all of these theatrics. She's known for being a voice. And making beautiful love songs, relatable music. And that's special to see on this list because, let's be honest, when it comes to being a pop star, we want those moments of pop. It's extravagant, you know what I mean? So the fact that Adele is in the same conversations as these pop stars, it's just impressive.
It's impressive. Number 9, Ariana Grande.
Absolutely.
Honestly, anywhere in the top 10, I would have been fine with Ariana.
Yeah.
Ariana is a prime example of a successful actor turned musician. And now back to her roots. Go see Wicked. One of the greatest female vocalists of our generation.
100%. Not only that, you've seen the progression with Ariana Grande. She has been so consistent with putting out albums, consistently great albums, showing you different sides to her artistry, her versatility. And she's only gotten better. And I feel like we all have kind of grown with her up until this point, and we're still growing with her. So I'm excited to see her here.
I love her.
Number 8, Justin Bieber. Absolutely. I would have been pissed if Justin wasn't included on this list.
Has to be.
Because his prime alone solidified
When did Baby come out?
2010. My World 2.0. Don't let me go down the history, right? Justin is another artist that we've watched grow. Even though he was back half of the century so far, sort of 2010 present, his impact, again, undeniable. His influence, even on newer, younger artists, undeniable. This is where voice comes in, This is where charisma comes in, stats comes in, fan base comes in. Justin Bieber is a name. The scandals, I'll take it all. Before Justin, it had been a little while since we saw a kid come in and do what he did.
But to stay.
To stay.
It's just, wow.
Number 7, Kanye West. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I would have taken top 5. Regardless of how you may feel about Kanye, he has put out an exorbitant amount of great music. Like legendary work, legendary albums.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
And he is a genius. I think you can see his vision all throughout the music industry.
Yeah.
I think everyone at some point has been inspired by Kanye West.
And his style.
And for him, again, yes, his style.
Yeah.
He's a trendsetter. For him to be a rapper as well and have the influence that he does,
yeah,
it's just undeniable at that point. He has so many moments, and not all of them are favorable moments.
No.
All right, but we're talking about artists of the pop stars, artists of the 21st century, and Kanye West is that name.
6, Britney Spears. Absolutely has to be in your top 10.
Yeah.
Britney doesn't have to release another album for you to never forget Britney Spears.
Yeah, no.
When I think about a resurgence from Blackout to Circus, that was a comeback that many few have had.
Yeah.
Okay, and then to follow Circus up with Femme Fatale,
and
take over
the tour.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, Britney again has contributed so much to pop culture. Slave Free with the Snake on Stage is something you will never forget.
Kissing Madonna, like you will never forget that. And the thing is, like, what I don't want for Britney is the conservatorship to be the only thing that people think of when they see her, because Britney and all these new younger female artists, you can't help but see Britney in them. The way they dance, the way they sing.
Read.
That is it.
Absolutely.
Of course she has to be in your top 10.
Of course. Number 5, Lady Gaga. Yes. I have no qualms with that.
Yes.
Like, I would have even taken top 3. Like,
Absolutely.
Lady Gaga.
Absolutely.
I'm so sorry. The Fame Monster alone. Born This Way alone. Like, the way that she...
Poker Face. It's just, oh my God.
From every album, you have a moment. And that is where it's like, Lady Gaga, the meat dress... The music videos, the choreography, the shock value,
the religious symbolism, getting
like,
banned from countries.
Like,
it's just, wow.
What's beautiful about Gaga is, yes, in the beginning what hooked you was the outfits, the costumes, the style. Again, trendsetter, fashion icon.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you look back and there's some things that, to this day, you probably would never think of. But she has a voice. She has a talent. She is talented. And I didn't want to say it yet, but I'm just going to say it. What is this list compiled of? Talent. Genuinely talented people.
Number 4, Drake.
Drizzy.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Drake is still a dominant force in the industry, period.
Streaming?
That's
charts?
a streaming giant.
We could start there. But again, as another rapper who has been able to break in like
that,
why wouldn't Drake be in your top 5?
Those are why they're the only names on the list. It's because they were able to break through and break barriers for such a stereotype genre.
Yes, you guys
were able to break those barriers.
Hip hop, I feel like, has always been, yes, like you said, stereotyped, something that you don't always break out of, almost like it's a genre that's separate from everything else.
Yeah.
But when you look at 2015, when hip hop became the number one genre, the heights that these artists took it to, Drake was leading that pack, let's be honest.
Absolutely.
Number 3, Rihanna. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Rihanna has to be in your top 3. When it comes to singles, I don't think anybody.
Yeah, no.
No, Rihanna is a household name, and it don't matter if it's because she's selling Avon or she's selling music. It doesn't matter.
Makeup or music, it doesn't matter. You know exactly who Rihanna is. You know Diamonds. You know We Found Love. You know that she's the only girl in the world.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't change. This is controversial, but I don't feel Rihanna has to put out another album.
No. Do we want it?
Yeah. Rihanna is, again, another household name.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that she's on the list.
Yeah.
You can't ignore her. Even though she hasn't been making music, you can't ignore her presence.
If she's not making music or making makeup, she's having a baby. It's a great pattern.
Yeah.
Number 2, Taylor Swift. This makes sense.
Let me tell you why.
We absolutely love Taylor Swift.
Love Taylor Swift.
And because we love Taylor Swift, we understand why she's number 2.
Rightfully so. And
Rightfully
can we
so.
just address the fact that number 2 is not a bad thing? This is the thing with Stan Wars. Y'all get too caught up in your heads.
Yes.
There's a long timeline we're looking at here. For Taylor Swift, who started out a country artist, to be number 2 on Billboard's greatest pop star of the 21st century, that is a good thing.
We all know, fantastic songwriter, dominates at award show. Maybe she is the award show, okay?
Yeah.
Dominates in terms of sales, okay? Yeah. Everybody knows who Taylor Swift is.
Everybody.
Okay, because you can go to a Taylor Swift concert and see
everybody.
Old, young, black, white, Asian, you see it all.
Yeah.
But what
you will see.
you will
more
see
of what you
predominantly white.
I do also want to add, though, that the people relating to her did grow up with her. So this is why I think Taylor's power is so important.
Yes.
She has been able to keep a fan base and it only grow bigger and stronger. You look at the Eras tour, that is something that's
a stadium
probably
tour.
won't be done again. If we're looking at the 21st century, again, this is where timeline comes into play. If you gave some of these artists a little bit more time, they probably would be higher.
She's been able to like hook you for that and keep you for that long. 1, because she is so relatable, yes. But 2, I mean, the girl's just talented.
Number 1, Beyonce.
Beyonce. Yeah.
Let's just take a minute. I just need to
let that sink in.
Okay.
Alright.
Destiny's Child.
What?
B-Day. Sasha Fierce.
Self-titled.
Lemonade.
Renaissance.
I don't see how anybody else
could have taken that spot.
I don't get it. Like, I don't even understand the discourse. I honestly don't even pay attention to it.
I heard the blind eye.
I cannot name a more consistent artist. I need you guys to understand. Let's just start with The Voice. One of the greatest of all time.
One of the greatest of all time.
Let's then move to the music.
Because Beyonce makes albums.
And a coveted discography. Hits on hits.
Hits.
Let's talk about the choreography. Let's talk about the videography.
Let's talk about the
tours.
The documentaries. Here's the thing. Beyonce to me is probably the artist that puts in the most effort into everything she does. I've been seeing a lot of caca online.
A lot of caca.
Saying like, oh, she doesn't deserve it. How could you be? You guys, Beyonce is one of those artists that you still see the genuine love she has for music back when she was like 9.
Mm-hmm.
She still has it. This is an artist that still has eras.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And eras are something that just have to be appreciated, but also the things that she does behind the scenes that we don't know about.
Yeah.
You was talking about a mogul?
Yeah,
you're staring at one. Like
household names, yes, but one name, Beyonce, is probably the first to go through your head.
To be a celebrity amongst celebrities, when they started to cultivate this list and start releasing it little by little, we already knew who number one was.
Beyonce is one of the only artists still providing you experiences. We have to appreciate our artists while they're here.
Yeah.
For her to still be doing this 20, 25 years later, that's something that's not heard of. That's unheard of.
And she don't look a day over 30.
So, that concludes Billboard's top 25 greatest pop stars of the 21st century list.
Yes.
However, there are honorable mentions.
Absolutely.
That we're going to get into right now.
Okay.
I think some names are worth mentioning.
Yes.
Alright, you got 50 Cent, Alicia Keys, Billie Eilish, you got Chris Brown, Christina Aguilera, Doja Cat, Dua Lipa, Future,
Kelly Clarkson,
Jennifer Lopez made it, Lana Del Rey, Lorde, Kendrick Lamar, Pink.
Oh wow,
Pink. Post Malone, Missy Elliott.
Okay. Oh, true.
Olivia Rodrigo being here is, I'm surprised actually.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. I understand why Dua, Doja, Kendrick, SZA, and Olivia are not on the list.
I do understand that.
Because I think that's time.
I could have seen Kendrick though.
I could have seen Kendrick. I could have seen Lana.
For some of them, there aren't as many big pop culture moments to beat out the other names.
Yes, yes. Shout out to them and congrats to anybody that Billboard has recognized.
With that being said, there are always more names, more artists that you could add to the list. So we would love to know what your honorable mentions are.
If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on those post notifications, that way you're notified every time we upload, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.